Hello, a very good morning to all of you. Today we are going to learn class 10th geography subject chapter number 3. The name of the chapter 3 is Physiography and Drainage System of two different countries. One is India and the other hand Brazil. Today first we are going to learn about physiography system of India. But before we are going to learn about India's physiography division, my dear students, let's discuss or know about physiography. What is meant by physiography? Here, the physiography means the pattern of the earth. Physiography means a pattern of the earth or different pattern of the earth. So here India's physiography division divided into 5 parts. The name of the parts are as follows. Number 1, Himalayas. The second physiographic division, the North Indian Plains. The North Indian Plains. Third, Peninsula. We call it the Peninsula Plateau. The fourth, coastal region. The coastal region or coastal land. Fifth, island. So, my dear student, let's learn about one by one. The first physiographic division we are going to learn or start Himalayas. Look at this map, given the outline map. Here in the north side, shown here, Himalayas. The whole part I mark it, that is called Himalayas. We know that the Himalaya is one of the young pole mountains in the world, and the Himalayas is extend from Pamir North in Kazakhstan. Here the Kazakhstan, Pamir North in Kazakhstan, to the east Arunachal Pradesh. Here the Arunachal Pradesh. So what do you know here? That Himalayas is one of the young pole mountains in the world. It extends from Pamir North in Kazakhstan or Kazakhstan to Arunachal Pradesh east. Himalaya is not a single mountain range. There are many parallel ranges. So look at here first. Many parallel ranges are start from south to north. It means the first range, it is the youngest range or youngest range. We call it Shivalik range. From southernmost point, starting from Shivalik range. Then second, Lesser Himalayas. Third, Great Himalayas. And the fourth, Trans Himalayas. So here parallel ranges, Shivalik, number 1. Second, Lesser Himalayas, the Great Himalayas, the Greatest Himalayas, and the last, Trans Himalayas. Next, so I think you understand very well. From south to north respectively ranges found. Okay. Next to Shivaliks are also lesser Himalayas. Then we learn about greatest Himalayas and the last Trans Himalayas. Okay. But these mountain ranges are also divided into this side western. It means western Himalayas. Western Himalayas means Kashmir. We call it also Kashmir Himalayas. Then here the main part, central part, it means central Himalayas. Central Himalayas we call it Kumun Himalayas. Here Kumun Himalayas. And the last west side, central side, and this is east side. Very good. And this eastern side, eastern Himalayas, we also call it Assam Himalayas also. So I hope you understand clearly the first physiographic division, that is Himalayas. Okay. Now we go to next topic or next division. The next division is North Indian Plains. Okay. The North Indian Plains, here I point out North Indian Plains again. North Indian Plains. Okay. The North Indian Plains lies between Himalaya. We know here first Himalayas and Himalayas in the north and the peninsula. Look at here, Peninsula Plateau. So what I say first, the northern or North Indian Plains lies between north, it means Himalaya mountains in the north to peninsula in the south. In these two divisions or two sides, one thing we clearly understand about, that here the Yamuna river also flows. In next part we learn about drainage system. Once again, North Indian Plains lies between Himalayas in the north to peninsula in the south. Similarly, it extends from Rajasthan and Punjab in the west. Rajasthan here Rajasthan, here and also Punjab. Here it extends from Rajasthan and Punjab in the west side. We know that this is the west side, west, to Assam to the east. Here we know that east side, here Assam. So what we know that here, similarly Northern Indian Plain extend from Rajasthan, very good, and Punjab to the west side, very good, and to Assam in the east side. The whole area is a mostly flat area, low lying area. So what is the important thing here again? The North Indian Plains are divided into two parts. The first part lying in the east, side, and the second part lying in the west side. So let us understand about or know about east side. The part lying to the east of Arauli is the basin of river Ganga. Arauli. Here the Arauli. Okay. Here the Arauli. I show you in PPT presentation also it clearly. So now we only listen about. Here the Araulis, from the part lying to the east of the Araulis is the basin river Ganga. Ganga river is a flow near Ganga, and therefore known as the Ganga Plains also. Its slope eastward. गंगा स्लोप कहाँ पे होता है? ईस्ट की तरफ. तो गंगा रिवर बेसिन स्लोप टू ईस्टवर्ड, and most of the West Bengal state of India and Bangladesh, together constitute here West Bengal and Bangladesh. Here two different are constitutes delta Ganga Brahmaputra system. Here the Brahmaputra And what they found? Ganga Brahmaputra system. It is known as Sundarban. So here, one thing again remember, what is delta? The river, when the river flow, they together some sediment with it, and that's why here a delta creates. So delta, it is known as, so which is the largest delta in India? Sundarban. It found Bangladesh. Okay, here the plains form result depositional work also. So the western part of North Indian plains is occupied by desert. So here we know that eastern part also. Okay, now we go through western part. So western part, we know that the desert area, Rajasthan, Punjab. Okay, the western part of the North Indian plains is occupied by desert. It is also known as Thar Desert or the Great Indian Desert or Marusthal Desert. Here I point out, here the Thar Desert, we call it also Marusthal Desert. Most of the Rajasthan occupied by the desert, and to the north of the desert lie the plains of Punjab. Okay, here the Punjab, and the west of Aravallis and Delhi ranges. Here Delhi, we know that, and these plains have formed a result of the depositional work by river Satluj and their tributaries. The slope of the plain is towards the west. The slope of the rivers is toward the west side, and because of the soil here is very fertile, here very dense fertile area. Okay, and agriculture is very largely practiced in this region. I hope you understand the second part also. After the discussion or after this lecture, I also show you PPT presentation and explain all the things thoroughly also. Okay, now we go through the next part. Peninsula, the area lying to the south, here the south of the North Indian plains. Here we already know that North Indian plains, the south to North Indian plains, and tapering towards the Indian Ocean. Here Indian Ocean, and tapering toward the Indian Ocean. We call it Indian Peninsula. Again I repeat the same line. The area lying to the south of North Indian plains, okay, and tapering towards the Indian Ocean. That is called the Indian Peninsula. If the question asks, show the peninsula plateau in the given outline map, so how you draw it? Here, from northern Indian plains to Indian Ocean. Okay, this is called peninsula plateau. Okay, so this peninsula plateau consists of many plateaus and hill ranges. The Aravallis, also we already know that the Aravallis. Okay, the Aravallis in the north are the oldest pole mountain here. Peninsula plateau consists many plateaus and hill ranges. Okay, the Aravallis in the north are the oldest pole mountains here. Okay, and it includes a series. So student, this peninsula plateau includes series of plateaus such as the bordering the plains of Vindhya, Satpura ranges, central part of the hilly ranges, or Western Ghat and the Eastern Ghats also. Okay, this is the third part. Now we go to the next, number 4, coastal land, or we call it the coastal plains also. Coastal land or coastal plains. So India is blessed with a long coastline extending from approximately 7,500 kilometers India has a long coastline. India has a long coastline from 7,500 kilometers. So again, if a question asks in your paper, what, which is the largest or long coastline? The India is blessed with a long coastline extended for approximately 7,500 kilometers. So where it lies? So it lies the western, we know that western side, western and eastern part of peninsula. The coastal plains lies to the western and eastern part of the peninsula. Its western and eastern coastline show remarkable dissimilarity. Western side and eastern side coast shows remarkable dissimilarity. That is, first such as the western coast border. We know that the western coast border Arabian Sea. It is by an large rocky coast. Arabian Sea. It is by a large rocky coast. At place, rivers originating from Western Ghat and short and swift, and hence they form estuaries and not delta. I give you explanation about all the things, what is meant by delta and what is meant by estuaries. Okay, now we go ahead on next part. The eastern coast, we know that western part Arabian Sea, that the eastern coast. The eastern coast order, see it, Bay of Bengal, and it is formed as a result of depositional work of river. Many east flowing rivers using from the western and eastern ghats meet is a coast, and because of it, the gentle slope to the land, rivers flow at lower velocity and deposit a sediment brought with them at the coast. As a result, deltas are found. So how the deltas found? Sediments brought here. The deltas are found. The next, we go through island. India has many small and large islands. Okay, these are included in the coastal island group. Beside, India has two large group islands. One is Arabian Sea, large group island, and the Bay of Bengal. The island in the Arabian Sea are known as Lakshadweep Island, and whereas island in the Bay of Bengal are called Andaman and Nicobar Island Bay. Island in the Andaman group are mainly volcanic island. Okay, this is an active volcano in India. Okay, I hope you understand all the things, all the division of India's. Next, I show you PPT to give the detailed knowledge about every things again. Okay, so let us see the PPT presentation also.